Elon Musk may soon have to look for a new job. The billionaire took to Twitter overnight asking if he should step down as head of the company. And the results are in. US correspondent Allison is following this story. Ali, there were more than 17 million votes. What's the verdict?
Well, Christine, Charles, good morning. We know that Elon Musk absolutely loves these Twitter polls, but I don't think he's going to love the results of this one. Out of the 17.5 million people that participated in the poll, 57.5% voted for him to step down as CEO, or as chief twit, as he likes to call it. Now, Elon Musk is yet to respond to these polls results. He was last spotted yesterday on the sidelines of the World Cup in Qatar, watching on, but we do understand that he's heading back to the US today, so we are waiting to see what he's got to say. Last week, he suspended the account that was following the location of his private jet. He then went on to suspend a number of accounts of high-profile journalists at the New York Times, CNN and Washington Post, saying that they were sharing his location in real time and that was dangerous. But given that he has been such a cheerleader for free speech, outrage ensued over these suspensions. He was condemned by the United Nations. He was condemned by the European Union. So he then put up a Twitter poll asking if these journalists should have their accounts reinstated. The people voted yes, so he reinstated them. So look, we wait to see if he accepts the people's decision today. I should point out that even if he does decide to follow through and step down as chief executive, he would remain as the boss of Twitter. But I think I should also point out that he did tweet yesterday, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you just might get it, guys.
Yeah, Ali, Tesla's share price is down more than 60%. Is there any speculation over there about what's been behind all of this from Elon Musk in the last year?
Not really. I mean, it's just been such a volatile situation from him. I feel like Tesla investors feel like he's completely diverted his attention towards Twitter. He's put all of his focus into it. He's literally tried to throw the kitchen sink at it. I think you guys would remember seeing him walk in on day one of Twitter with the kitchen sink in his hand. So yes, Tesla shares have plummeted dramatically. It's also, Charles, knocked him off the perch as world's richest man. He's now plummeted to number 2. So he not only has a crisis at Twitter, given all of the dramatic moves that he's been making over the last month or so while he's been at the helm, he's also got a crisis at Tesla. So look, an interesting 48 hours ahead. There is some suggestion, Charles and Christine, that he may actually choose to step down as CEO.
And now only the second richest man in the world, so we'll prepare those care packages for him this Christmas.
Got my violin.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Welcome back to Today. Elon Musk has seemingly put the future of his job in his Twitter followers' hands, tweeting, "Should I step down as head of Twitter? I will abide by the results of this poll."
Well, the results are both predictable and in, and it's not exactly what the billionaire would have been bargaining for. 17.5 million people voted, 57.5% voting in favour of Musk stepping down. Today, tech expert Trevor Long joins us now. Trev, were you one of those people, and will Elon actually go?
As soon as I saw it, I clicked yes. It was an instant reaction from me and many others. And I think it's a really fascinating question as to whether he really will step down. He has talked in recent weeks about needing a new CEO for the business. You've got to remember, he owns Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter, among other probable investments. But these are companies he leads. And he has spent the majority of his time over the last month at Twitter, and so his other businesses are probably being let down. So it may, some people say that this was actually always a plan. He would put this poll up as a bit of a ruse, and he was always going to step down. But I don't believe Elon Musk truly thought that many people would say, "See you later."
His time at Twitter has been hugely controversial. We've had those mass redundancies. We've had the issue with the blue tick verification. If he doesn't step down, is there any chance that he'll get pushed?
I don't think he can be pushed because he owns the business. There's no real board. There's obviously a board of directors of the company, but I don't think they have any ability to tell Elon what to do. And I think that's his problem. He doesn't have anyone around him that's actually willing to say, "Mate, should we do this? Maybe not do that." Because it is entirely controversial. Everything they do is met with friction. And that's a good thing in some businesses. But I think what happens here is, and he was at the World Cup final 24 hours ago cheering on, and at that same time Twitter announced a new policy which basically prevented any user from sharing links to Instagram or Facebook or other social networks. And everyone on Twitter is going, what are you talking about? That's crazy. And he had to come on, essentially after the World Cup final, seeing that his phone was blowing up, and say, actually, we'll change that, we'll do it a bit differently. So everything they announce gets kind of worked backwards in time after a day or so, or even hours. So it's not doesn't look like good leadership. It doesn't look like good policy setting within the business.
So, Trev, obviously a tremendously bright fellow, a tremendously successful fellow. How has it all gone so wrong?
I think the fact is the power's essentially gone to his head, which is probably a good thing for him, but it's not a great thing for, I guess, his leadership style. He is a genius, and I'll continue to say that. The bloke is a genius, and we'll look back on some of the work he's done, mainly in space and satellites over and above electric cars, and there'll be great respect for many decades to come.
Yeah.
But he's a loose cannon. And so the fact that he can jump on his phone and just say stuff that essentially can change the path of his business is a huge problem for the people working for him, let alone the people investing. And you've got to remember, Tesla investors are going, mate, what are you doing with our company? And it's kind of loose cannon stuff like Donald Trump was. And for perspective, when Twitter originally suspended Donald Trump, Elon Musk, when he took over, did a poll and said, should we bring Donald Trump back? 15 million people voted to say yes. Majority said yes. More people voted to tell Elon to leave Twitter than voted on Twitter to bring Donald Trump back. So I think he'll get a message from this.
You just touched on Tesla there. Their shares have fallen. Is this possibly about all saving the business?
There's a lot of talk around how he was in Qatar. There were Saudis around him and with him, and a lot of Saudi investment in all of his businesses. Perhaps there was a little bit of a whisper in the ear that said, mate, actually, you probably need to focus back on Tesla. Tesla needs Elon Musk because it needs that leadership, but probably all of his businesses could do with a break from him now and then. So maybe the break's been a good thing for Tesla, and maybe they need him back now just to give it a little bit more direction. In the end, he's always going to be a loose cannon. He's always going to be eccentric. I think that's why he's successful. We can't really argue with that.
Well, Tesla shares more than halved in the last year, but they're up today off the back of that poll. So you might be onto something there, Trev. Always appreciate your time, mate.
Cheers.
G'day Today Show viewers. Thanks for watching YouTube. Our YouTube channel's fantastic. Subscribe now for brand new videos every day and exclusive bonus clips. Come on, you know you want to.